Sakura glanced around her warmly lit hut. Everything was in perfect condition for what was about to take place. Above a fire near the middle of the room, a strong brew was bubbling, filling the room with a warm, pleasant odor with a vaguely bitter undertone that enhanced the overall effect. All that remained was for the other participant to show herself. Still, she wasn't due for another half hour, so Sakura settled down with one of her books on local flora while she waited. Moments later, as if she had been waiting for her cue, Apple Bloom let herself in. Her saddlebags were full of various herbs Sakura had requested he bring today, and the faint scent of sweat, hay, and apples lingered on her coat. Not for the first time, Sakura wondered when exactly her friend and pupil had grown into a mare. Like so many things in life, one could not draw a line and call one side filly and the other mare. She was in that peculiar time between getting her kitty mark and carving out a place in the world for herself that all ponies call young marehood. It was a good phrase as any, but hard to work into meter, which soared Sakura against it slightly. "Ah, it is dear Apple Bloom," Sakura said with a smile on her face. "What brings you here so soon?" Apple Bloom's visits always brightened her day, whether they discussed brewing and herbal remedies, stories from their two very different cultures, or simply made the time to share tea. "I guess I was just too excited to be seeing you again, Sakura." She hugged Sakura tightly, and Sakura returned the hug warmly. "You smell nice today, Sakura." "Wild rose and buffalo berry." Sakura made her own soaps, and was happy some pony actually noticed she was trying something new. "Thank you. Won't you join me for some tea?" Sakura poured the contents of her kettle into a pair of wooden cups and set them down by two matching cushions. As she settled down onto one of the cushions, she sighed comfortably. "What's new in Ponyville? How do they say it? Spill!" Apple Bloom giggled, sipping at her tea from the seat next to Sakura. "No pony says spill anymore, but that's not new. This is really good tea, Sakura." Sakura nodded, a small grin showing her unspoken gratitude. "Not really. It's been pretty quiet. I work on the farm as much as Ben McIntosh will let me. I paint when I can find the time. And lately I've been spending a lot of time at the library. That and looking forward to seeing you." She smiled brightly. "You are too kind to me, young mare. I'm glad to hear how well you fare." "Well..." Apple Bloom held her cup between her hooves and glanced away from Sakura, lowering her head. "It's not all good. I think I might have feelings for someone." "You could use a companion," Sakura said between sips of her tea. "Who is the lucky stallion?" "Honestly, they're not a stallion. Not really a pony at all." Apple Bloom shifted uncomfortably. "We've been friends a long time, and I don't know what my family will think. I'm pretty sure they want me to meet a nice, strong earth pony and get married someday and start a family of my own. What if they think this is just a distraction? Or worse, some kind of perversion?" Sakura's eyes went wide. Was Apple Bloom implying what she thought she was implying? The only way to find out was ask. No, it would be too strange if she was wrong. Just some general advice would do. "Your family will love you, no matter who you pursue. That is what apples always do. They want what is best for you." A sip of her tea gave Sakura time to prepare another couplet. "Have you talked to the target of your affection? Do they yet know of your intended direction?" "Not really. I mean, I've tried to drop a few hints here and there, but nothing I couldn't deny if they didn't feel the same. I've never had a special sun pony, and it isn't like there's a book on this sort of thing. Believe me, I've checked. And I guess I've been too worried to really say anything. Zecora thought back, the compliment on her scent, being excited about an otherwise routine visit, going out of her way to find rare herbs for her, despite her already busy schedule. It all added up to a fairly clear picture. She wasn't sure how to feel. There was certainly an element of unease at the inappropriateness of a student-teacher relationship, and she wasn't certain that she felt the same way. Still, the way she could sort through her personal feelings. Miss Bloom, this is nothing to be ashamed of. The worst that could come is a one-sided love. I'm sure your friend will understand. This could turn out to be quite grand. Just simplify, tell them how you feel. Either way, silence is not ideal. Yes, that was perfect. Zecora smiled inwardly. This is precisely the sort of guidance she needed when she was Apple Bloom's age. Having to teach herself those lessons years later had not done wonders for her self-esteem. Perhaps Apple Bloom could avoid the same mistakes Zecora had to experience. Thank you, Zecora. You've been so much help. I'll be by later this week with the rest of the herbs you wanted. Oh, almost forgot. Apple Bloom emptied her saddlebags onto Zecora's small table. Like I said, I'll swing by later this week. I'll be sure how to let you know how things go with Spike. She finished her tea, gave Zecora a friendly kiss on the cheek, and dashed out the door. Zecora had still not moved. Her face was a mask of shock. Slowly, she picked up her cup and drained it, eyes still locked on an unseen horizon. Spike? She poured herself another cup. No use letting tea go to waste. I suppose it's for the best. She's nearly young to be my daughter after all. By herself, she saw no need to rhyme. She chuckled as she busied herself with sorting through the various herbs Apple Bloom had found for her. Besides, she's enough to deal with as a pupil. For the first time in many years, her small, cozy hut felt very empty indeed.